Hello and welcome to the Slingshot channel. Today we'll dive into natural slingshots, and I've prepared 10 of my nicest ones for you, and actually you can win one of them upon your choice. When I make a natural slingshot, I usually start with something like this, that big, because I heavily carve my natural slingshots. I still like the fact that those are natural forks because of the strength of the wood. But I need a lot of room for ergonomically shaped handles. Many of the natural slingshots that I make, I use very old dead wood, because here in Europe normally fresh wood is very bleak. It's bright and it doesn't have a lot of grain. But you know, when it's been lying on the ground for a few years, then the colors come out. Like this piece that was almost gone, it's now very lightweight but still sturdy. That's the art, finding it right before it's completely rotten. So this is a natural ram bone carved from a huge fork. As you see, it's very shiny because this is coated in polyurethane. So it's absolutely conserved now. It will no longer rot anymore. This one is also very special. I made it in 2013 and it was sent to me by Johnny from Texas. It's actually Texas persimmon or whatever, however it's pronounced, I have no idea. It's beautiful wood. It's just polished and oiled. And as you see, there was a part that was dead, and therefore we have one of the fork arms that's really beautifully grained. It's one of the nicest woods that I've ever seen. This is a very small one. It's made from lignum vitae, which is a very special wood that used to be used for like all kinds of engines because it's self-lubricating. It was sent to me by Thierry from New Caledonia many years ago. And it was a small fork and it's a small slingshot, but it's still one of my nicest ones. This one is also from a piece of dead wood that I found in the garden. And as you see, I left it fairly natural, so I didn't overcarve it, but it's still very shiny and I love the grain. This one is actually made from orange wood from Crete, so it's from Greece. And actually it's from a very old orange tree that they had to fell. And I love the fact that it is still a little bit yellow, but it has this kind of caramel colored grain. And of course it is a natural ram bone now, very comfortable in the hand. Very pretty slingshot. This one is actually my latest. I made it from a piece of beech wood that the storm brought down, and it was also rotten on the tree. And you see how for beech, how beautiful the color and the grain is. And this is a heavily carved slingshot, and it's made for my meaty paws. It fits me like a glove. It really is super comfortable. And it is also spalted. So maybe you can see that, you know, the spalting has very much improved on the beauty of the grain. This next one is actually from the very same branch. And as you see, of course it's beech as well. This one is only partially carved. So I carved it very comfortably for my hand. And it's even bended up right now. But you can also see that I left large pieces of it completely raw. And I kind of like the contrast between the highly polished grooves and the raw, you know, debarked wood. This one is probably the oldest wood that I treated. It's been probably rotting for more than 30 years in my garden because it is from a tree stump. And then, of course, all the resin was soaked back into the stump. So this is actually very flammable. And it still smells after all these years. And I carved it into a very beautiful slingshot. It's a higher slingshot. I like the shape. And it's very comfortable to hold as well. This one is European dogwood, so it's Cornus sanguinea. It's a very hard wood that they used to use for wooden weapons, and still it has a point. It's one of my demon hunter frames. Demon hunter because it has this kind of skeleton-like shape that I really appreciate. But you know, just make no mistake, because this is a comfortable slingshot. This one is really an exception because it is a natural slingshot, but it's not wood, because this is actually coral. I found it when I was doing a vacation in the Caribbean, and it was lying on a heap of dead corals. I took it back home, and it has this beautiful greenish color and the creamy cut lines here. You would think that it's very brittle, but it's actually not brittle. It's actually very functional. You can win one of these Slingshots. Just leave a comment to the Facebook post down in the text. And if you do that, please specify which one of the Slingshots you would like. And in a week from now, we will do the drawing and I'm going to send the prize to you as soon as possible. So many people wanted to know how you aim with the Slingshot. I presented this in earlier videos, but it's a while ago. So maybe we'll do this once again. So I brought the coral shooter, which is really weak, and I'm going to shoot ammo that is a little bit too big for these bands, but that's so that you can see the bullet in flight. The way how you aim is pretty simple. You put the ball in the pouch, you draw out your arm, and you hold the slingshot sideways. Then you draw out to the corner of your mouth with the thumbnail, like that, until it touches it. That's your anchor point. And then you aim over the bands and you turn it so that the upper band covers the lower band. Because then the slingshot is absolutely straight. And then this piece here, the tip of the upper fork arm, is your aiming point. And you will have to hold over or under a little bit, depending on the size of the ball and on the strength of the rubber bands. So this is a big ball and weak rubber, so I will have to hold over quite a bit. But it is fairly easy to hit things with this. Ha! This is how you aim with the slingshot. Fairly easy. It's actually easier with a more powerful slingshot, because here I have to hold over so much that it's hard to see the target. This is of course a much stronger band set. As you see, I got two of these super wide bands, and this is not a natural, this is a rambone that you can buy in my store, by the way. And you see it's clamped on. And of course this is also shot in butterfly stance, which means that you get a lot more power, but you have to aim instinctively. Like that. So again, if you want to win one of my natural slingshots, Facebook post down below, put your comment in it and tell me which one you like. Drawing in 1 week. So I hope you like this, because that's it for today. Thanks and bye bye.